Hey everyone, Mike here, and in this video I'm going to take you through a couple of tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Okay, so the first thing that I'm doing when I'm getting this phone out of the box is disable this annoying navigation sounds. Right now you can see that whenever I'm selecting something there's this bloopy sound. And for that you need to go to the settings, scroll down from the top and access the settings like this. And go to device sound, and from here I'm just going to uncheck all these boxes. And there's also the sounds associated with the keyboard. You can remove those from here as well, and you can uncheck the vibrations if you want to, but I'm usually going to keep those in place. Okay, another thing that I don't really like on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha is the fact that this most left screen is the My Magazine app. It's an interesting app, but I'm not using it that much. So if you want to disable it, it's just easy. You're going to have to press on the screen and hold for a couple of seconds, and then access home screen settings, and from here you just unselect My Magazine. And now you don't have the My Magazine screen towards the left, and you can just cycle between your available home screens like this, which is quite nice. You probably know that on the Samsung Galaxy tab, on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha, you have a list of quick toggles here on top, but if you want to access all of them, you can just press on this icon in the corner and you can access all of them like this. But there's also the ability to access all of them directly from the home screen by swiping with 2 fingers from the top. Another interesting function on this phone is the S Finder, which is available here from the notification panel. And this basically allows you to search for something on the phone, for instance a track or a folder or an app. And I've searched for Instagram here. You can see that I'm just going to find easy the application, and I can go directly to it without having to search for it on the phone, or maybe I don't know where I've put it. This way I can easily find it. Now let's get back to those settings available here. On the Samsung Galaxy tab, you get to choose how you want to display these settings. You can view them as a grid like this, or you can view them as a list and just scroll down and go through various types of settings, or you can view them as a tabbed list, which is my personal favorite, and you just go like this towards the left and the right, and then scroll down to find various settings. And the thing is we're going to spend a lot of time in these settings, so it's important to know where to find various stuff. Okay, what else? Well, you might notice that the home button on the Samsung Galaxy tab is a little bit laggy, and that's because by default double tapping the home button launches S-Voice. And if you don't want to use S-Voice, you can actually disable it from the settings, and you have to uncheck this, open via the home key. And now the home button is going to be even faster. Another way to make this phone faster is to get rid of animations. And you can do this quite easily. You have to go to the settings, go to the general tab and scroll down to the about device. And here you will have to click on build number. Not like this. And here you have to click on build number several times until you get a message that developer options are activated. And then you're going to have developer options here, and here you need to scroll down to window animation scale and just turn the animations off. And now swiping between screens and accessing various different parts of the interface is going to be smoother and faster than it was before. So I'm definitely doing this on my Alpha. Another thing many of you might be interested in is how to take a screenshot on the Samsung Galaxy Alpha, and it's actually quite easy. You have to press and hold at the same time the power and the home button, like this. And when the screenshot is going to be saved, you're going to have this framing effect on the screen. and you get this text here saying saving screenshot, and you can access the screenshot from the notifications. There's another way you can use gestures, but that's not really working for me. You have to make sure that palm swipe to capture is activated, and then you can swipe your hand over the screen like this in order to capture it, but it's really not working for me. I haven't been able to master this. Maybe you can do it better. So I find it easier to just use the buttons. Back to those motion gestures, if you're not going to use them, there are a couple of them, like this direct call, smart alert, mute and pause, which is quite interesting, quite useful when watching movies or something like this. You can cover the screen with your hand and pause a specific clip. It's a decent feature, but if you're not going to use them, you can of course disable them, and it's going to save up energy. The same can be said about AirView. Let me go ahead and activate AirView. And AirView has a couple of magnifying gestures. It works in the phone, it works in the S Planner. This particular app explains most of its features. For instance, let me go in the gallery, and you can just hover your finger over the screen like this, and it's going to magnify this particular picture. And the same can be and the same happens with movies. And then if you're going to run one of these clips, okay, probably rotation is deactivating. Yeah, you can just hover your finger over the timeline, and you're going to see what's going to happen in the clip in advance. Okay, so that was AirView, but again, that's something I'm mostly disabling because I don't really use it. Okay, now let's go to the app drawer, and there's a new feature now with Android 4.4.4. You can just pinch and zoom in, and you can go through all this app windows quickly if you want to do this, or you can go the standard way, the classic way, like this, or just pinch and zoom and go through them like this. Now if you want to hide one of these apps, it's actually quite easy. You have to tap the settings button, and from here you have hide apps, and maybe you want to hide one of these like this. You can just select them, and then you're not going to see them anymore, but you can then go on show hidden apps, and you'll find all of them in here like this. Another thing that I wanted to show you is the toolbox, which is this ribbon of 5 different apps that you can access wherever you want, and from whichever app you might be at any given time. And you can just quick launch specific apps from here. You can of course change the apps available in the toolbox from the settings, toolbox under device, and you can add it to the apps that you want to have in there. For instance, maybe I want to have the clock, and now the toolbox has the apps that I chose. Have to press down. Okay, and if you might want to, if you want to get rid of the toolbox, you can easily just hold and drag it to remove here in the corner. But the app is quite interesting because if you're not going to use it, it's going to fade in. For instance, right now it's visible, and if you're not going to use it for a couple of seconds, it's going to fade in, and you're basically not going to be bothered by it. But you can just go ahead and hold and remove it if you want to. Another thing I wanted to show you are some of the magnification gestures. You can triple tap on the screen in order to zoom in, but first of all you need to activate those. And you need to go to device accessibility, and from here you need to go to vision, magnifying gestures, and make sure this is tapped on. And now you can just go anywhere you want, triple tap, and it's going to zoom in. And then triple tap again to go back, Besides this, you also have the option to double tap and then hold, and you can move through the zoomed in window like this. This feature might be useful to some of you. I'm usually not using that, and that's why it's mostly disabled on my phone. I should also mention that this phone has a notification light, and it's here in this corner. Not sure if there's any notification right now, probably not, but if I would have something, you'll be seeing this notification light over here. However, you can also use the flash as a notification light, and in order to do that, you need to go through the settings again to accessibility. From here you need to go through hearing, and there's flash notification, and you need to select this one. It says flash the camera light when you receive notification or incoming calls, or when alarms sound. So if you need a stronger notification light, you can use the flash in order to make your phone more visible. I should also tell you a couple of things about these modes on the phone. There's an easy mode, which basically transforms the phone in a very simple transform the phone interface in a very simple one with big buttons and just a couple of important features. That's useful if you're just coming to one of these phones and you don't want to be bothered with all of its features. It's available from here. Okay, let me go ahead and switch back to the standard mode. Done. Okay, and also from the settings you have a couple of other modes, which is the blocking mode, which just turns off notifications for selected functions. You can go ahead and configure it. You can block incoming calls between specific hours, and you can of course allow some contacts to still contact you if you want to, in case of an emergency or something like this. There's also the private mode, which is quite nice. The private mode allows you to make some of your photos or videos or music or music files or any other kind of files private, so you can only access them if you know a password or if you're using the fingerprint scanner. And let me create a pattern. Going to use this pattern for my private mode, and the backup pin. Okay, and this is let me show you how this works. For instance, I'm in gallery, and let's say I want to make one of these clips private. I'm going to select the clip, and I'm going to press move to private, and now all these clips and pictures are only available in private mode. Okay, so you can see that they're not visible in this standard mode, and then I can go ahead here in the settings and activate the private mode. And because the private mode is active, now I can see all those files that I have on my phone here in private. But if the private mode is deactivated, like it should be most of the time, the private folder is no longer visible. Okay, there are a couple of other features that I could show you, but we're not going to get in depth here. There's, for instance, the car mode, which is pretty nice on this device, and there's the download booster, which allows you to easily download big files. Let me see where download booster is. Should be around here. It can use both the Wi-Fi and the LTE networks to download very big files. There's of course a baby crying detector. If there's a baby crying around you, you can have this activated. And there's of course the ultra power saving mode here in under general. You have power saving and you have the ultra power saving mode, which just turns the screen black and white and only allows access to a couple of important apps, but at the same time will make the phone last a lot longer. For instance, estimated standby right now is more than 10 days. with about 92% of the battery still available. Takes a little bit of time for this mode to become active, but that's something you can use if you really need to save up energy. But of course, it's not something I would use all of the time on the phone, because it just takes away most of its important features and functions. Okay, those are just some of the tips and tricks I wanted to show you for the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. The extended coverage is available on the channel, so check out my other clips. And if you like this thing, make sure to share it around and subscribe for more clips just like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.